Welcome to episode 6 of Risoli's Recipe for Success. And thank you for those that have chimed in and let me know they really enjoy listening to these short clippets of podcasts. And we talk usually about powerful concepts and strategies to enhance your personal life or your professional life. And I try and keep these under 15 minutes so you can use them throughout the day and listen to these on short breaks, on lunchtime, or before or after going to bed first thing in the morning when you wake up. So that's why I try and keep them short. But today, well, first off, I'm your host, Jason Risoli. I've been doing these for a little bit now. And today we're going to talk about my mantra, my management philosophy mantra of work smart, not hard. And first off, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. My brother introduced me to that term many years ago, and it stuck. And I try and live that again through my personal or professional life of how can I think more creatively? How can I be more efficient? How can I streamline? How can I be innovative? And when I say this, it's not just about at work, it's while doing any task. As the saying goes, in every job or task that must be done, there's an element of fun, right? So there's also just an element of stepping back out of yourself and looking at it from a external point of view of how can I do this more creatively. So again, when trying to do something at home and it's just not working out, and instead of forcing it, step back, think about, hey, work smart, not hard. Just say that to yourself, work smart, not hard. And you will come up with a better way of doing something more easily, more creatively, and sometimes just like, that's an easy way to do it. So at work, though, when we say work smart, not hard, it's also about how do you streamline processes, right? How do you, working with a spreadsheet instead of data entering, from one page onto another page, from one page onto another page, and it's going to take you 2 hours to do something. Well, work smart, not hard. Is there a way to automate this? Is there a way to eliminate this altogether? Is there a way to now use a chat GPT type of functionality or Excel functionality to, again, create a macro that does this? So there's definitely ways to work smart and not hard every day in life, again, both personally and in work settings. So let's explore a little bit more about this infusion of innovation and enjoyment in our lives. So let's start by understanding what the essence of work smart, not hard is. It's about optimizing our efforts, right? Finding innovative solutions and injecting a sense of enjoyment into what we do. And well, you're like, well, it's a work task, so how's it enjoyment? The enjoyment comes out of knowing how to do something easier, how to do something more efficient. There's an enjoyment to doing that, right? To say, well, there's an enjoyment to a breakthrough from an innovation standpoint. And yes, there's an enjoyment to work, right? So helping somebody else or being able to teach somebody else or streamline a process for others, okay, is an enjoyable thing. It makes work more fun. It brings out the creative, innovative side of work. So as Albert Einstein once said, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Let's explore how this philosophy can transform, again, our personal and professional landscapes here. So, I like to use quotes and examples a lot because it kind of shows how, famous folks have either implemented these philosophies or quotes are great, just to be able to use and teach one another or to back up an example that you want to bring to light with somebody else. So another quote was, and I typically pick out famous folks like Steve Jobs and Albert Einstein, Martin Luther King. I'll use a lot, but there's other ones that I'll bring up. But here's another one from Steve Jobs: "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower." So, the leader sets the example. Is an innovator. The follower follows that innovation, right? And that's fine. Being a follower is fine. But leaders, usually great leaders, are those that are innovators. Leaders typically are entrepreneurial in their mindset as well. And I'll talk about entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial mindsets in a different episode to come in the future. Again, this innovation thought process highlights the importance of being at the forefront of creative thinking. Lets us also draw inspiration from other people, like Thomas Edison, right? There's always a better way to do it. The most interesting part is finding that way to do it. So the constant pursuit of improvement aligns perfectly with the theme of working smart, right? Thomas Edison thought of a way on how to create new things, new innovations, and many failures, right? So many failures he had along the way, but he finally found his inventions that changed everything on what we do right now. It couldn't work, in the dark without electricity and the power of light. What are some real world examples of companies that have embraced creative and innovation in the work smart, not hard mindset? Google, famous for their 20% time, right? Allowing employees to dedicate a portion of their work week to personal projects. This not only fosters innovation, but it also injects a sense of fun and autonomy into the workplace. So I've brought this up before, and I've actually brought this up in interviews I've conducted or interviews I've been in about employee culture, and that, making sure employees have an opportunity to explore fun projects while at work, or dictate a little bit more about what their workspace is. So when I mean that, the workspace, not their physical workspace, but their time spent, that type of workspace, their dedicated time while at work, is an employer, in order to promote a healthy, positive, engaging employee culture, allowing that employee to have a little bit of sense of ownership of their own time to spend it on different things, whether it's a project that they have a personal interest in, a project that they have from a career growth and development perspective, or a project that they have that they want to be in because of creativity and or camaraderie from a teamwork perspective. So working smart also involves finding practical and efficient solutions. And I challenge people that used to work for me every single quarter in their employee goals, we call them OKRs, to find more streamlined and efficient ways in order to do the work that they have, to try and be more efficient, to try and drive down cost and wasteful spend, to, again, try and make the workplace more enjoyable and fun, and just to make their jobs easier. Another technique, it's called the Pomodoro technique, developed by Francesco Cirillo, is another example. Breaking work into intervals and short breaks can significantly enhance productivity. There's a whole mindset that in college professors that have taught that taking a small nap during the day can lead to breakthroughs with innovation and creative thinking and creative mindset. Bruce Lee was another one that wisely said, absorb what is useful, discard what is not, add what is uniquely your own. So again, creating a mindset of innovation, however, discarding wasteful time spent or discarding ideas and projects or tasks that are not beneficial to the long-term strategy. And then you can look at someone like a Richard Branson, right, who balancing work and fun is key to sustained productivity. With Virgin Group, Virgin Airlines, he once said, fun is the most important and underrated ingredient in any successful venture. Making sure that people want to be a part of that organization, to have, organizations that understand that principle tend to not only have satisfied employees, but they also have thriving businesses. So a couple more points I'll just bring up to try and keep this under my timeline. Working smart doesn't mean avoiding challenges, though. It means tackling them with innovation. Walt Disney used that creative thinking. And so there was this whole thing about creating the impossible, right? Well, someone said, well, the whole Walt Disney World, they went up, someone mentioned to someone that worked with him, I believe it was his brother-in-law actually, and said Walt would have loved to have seen this because he didn't really live to see the whole, Disney explode in popularity. And they said, obviously you're not a visionary or an innovator, because this is only possible because Walt did see this. He did see this before he passed away. And that's what that pioneer and creative thinking that they have that vision that allows things to come into reality. And then collaboration. Collaboration is the cornerstone for working smart. Henry Ford used it in order to bring assembly lines into the automotive industry, which was immensely streamlined and work smart, not hard, but also to bring people together and bring processes together for progress and success. Fostering collaboration with with unions and factory settings to make sure that things are, again, had a sense of camaraderie and efficiency, and then that culture of innovation is essential. Elon Musk, for example, people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is a disaster. Look what he's done recently with Twitter and X. He's bringing about change. Look what he's done at Tesla, and it's not easy, right? The changes that are needed, but he's driven efficiency. He's driven streamlining. He's willing to shake things up and be creative. He's trying to do what is necessary to propel organizations forward. And it's not always things that are taken kindly to. Sometimes it goes against the grain. But that's what those innovators, those leaders do. They test and learn. And remember, it's about finding joy in work, though. Also, it's not just about efficiency to save money or to drive profit. It's about innovative solutions that keep evolving, right? Personally, professionally, in a work setting that, again, will drive a task or a job to make it more enjoyable or easier to do. And just think of it like, don't stop to watch the clock. Do what it does. It keeps going, right? So a clock keeps going. It propels. It has constant motion. It's not going to go faster or slower. However, think of it though. What can you do within that? We're all given the same 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You've heard that a million times, I'm sure. But what do you do with that time? How are you being innovative? How are you streamlining the operations of your life, your work life, your personal life? How are you working smart, not hard, in order to get the most out of your life or most out of your time at work? So again, thanks for joining me today. I know that it was running a little bit long, but the work smart, not hard, a lot to be said. I could do a couple podcasts on this, I'm sure. But in the words of Winston Churchill, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And until next time, keep working smart, embracing innovation, find joy in every part of your life. And actually, that is the lead into what my episode 7 is going to be about, where I'll discuss my final management philosophy, and that is the secret to life. So I guess I gave you a little bit of hint on what that could be. But I will be talking next time on the secret to life. So as always, catch me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Reddit, on YouTube, on different social media apps. But please join, share. Please share. I don't make money off this. I'm doing it because I want to mentor and teach and help others. I really want this to be seen as a podcast that people can enjoy and learn from. So please share it. And if you have topics that you want to hear about, send them to me. I don't pride myself on being a wealth of knowledge. I pride myself on wanting to share knowledge and learn and constantly learn. And that's something I do every day myself, in both professional and personal settings. So enjoy yourself. I'll try and get another podcast out next week, right before the Thanksgiving holiday. And everyone, God bless. Have a great day.